Hey Fae folk, welcome back to another doll unboxing video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of Pixlings dolls. So I have been doing a few more like multi-doll unboxings on the channel, and in a community tab poll you guys said that you do tend to enjoy those. So we're doing two dolls in one video today. Technically they both are from the Shimmerverse, so like I feel like that's fair. Like they are technically from the same sort of line from Pixlings, so it's not like too much of a reach. But yeah, I'm really excited about these two dolls. So in the smaller bottle here, we have Fiona, the Phoenix. I totally forgot the word Phoenix for a second. I do know that that's her. There is like a little thing here that like kind of tells you what you're getting that I'll show you when we go for a close-up. But I ordered mine online, so like I just knew for sure because I ordered from her specific Amazon listing. And then this one, the bigger bottle here, is Unia the unicorn. I think that's how you say it, or is it Unia? Unia. I'm going to say Unia. I don't know if that's correct, but it feels better in my mouth. But this one does come with like a pegacorn, so that's pretty interesting. This is very different, and this is actually a doll that I did include in a Dolls I Don't Want video a while ago. I said I wasn't going to get her, and then the longer that I thought about it and the more I looked at her stock photos, the more I was like, oh shit, I think I actually kind of want this doll. So I ended up buying her. So to go over the rubric scores real quick, starting off with Fiona. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm just kind of saying that. So for emotion, I gave her a 3, need to customize a 5, quality only a 3 just because the Pixlings do typically have molded on tops, and then they also have slightly limited articulation, so I do have to dock them even though I think that their designs are adorable. Number of pieces I like, she does get a 5, and then uniqueness, she also gets a 5 because she is a new character from the Pixlings. If I did my math correctly, that means that she got a total score of 21 out of 25, which is. And then for Unia, I kind of was mostly talking about the doll because, like, the pegacorn to me is like an accessory. So for her, I did give her only a 2 for emotion because I was hesitant at first, so I feel like that was more fair. But the need to customize is still a 5. I have no intention of like customizing her at all. Quality, again, is a 3. Number of pieces I like is going to be a 5 because I do think I'm going to like the pegacorn. I'm being optimistic about this. And then uniqueness, I did give her a 3 because I don't feel like her design is like that crazy unique, and she isn't a new character. There was a original Unia doll. Unia, I keep the name is like really throwing me off. But she was part of the original release of Pixlings. This is just like a new outfit for her. So I did give her a 3 for that, which brings her up to, I believe, a score of 18 out of 25. So a little bit more slim a margin there than Fiona, but still like a high enough score to where I was justified in buying her for full price based on my rubric and my rules. So that's pretty cool. I guess it just goes to show that somehow the rubric works even when I'm kind of sort of doubting a doll. But yeah, we are going to be getting into these two today, as I always do with my Pixling reviews. Just in case you are someone who does like watching the unboxing process, I do film it all, but I will have timestamps for each individual doll so that you can skip that if you're not really interested in seeing the unboxing and all of that jazz and you just kind of want to get to the meat and potatoes of the video. So feel free to skip ahead if you would like. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off like the outer packaging, and then we will unbox these and talk about their details and everything and have a lovely time. So I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so we are going to be starting with Fiona the Phoenix here, and I think what I'm going to do is unbox both of them and then clean up, and then we'll talk about both of them. That just seems kind of like the easiest order of operations here. So what I meant when I was talking about being able to tell which one you're getting, the moon on top of these jars does have a lenticular little design on it, so like in some lights you can't see it. I'm trying to like, there, it kind of disappears on camera that way. And then some lights you can see it. So this one does have a little sun symbol, and apparently that's the Phoenix one. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Sun is kind of fiery and Phoenix is fire, all that jazz. Anyway, let's get into how to do this. It's so funny. Like, I have done several Pixlings unboxings, and like they're all essentially the same, right? And yet every single time I need to refer to the instructions because I'm like barely an adult. Like, not in terms of age. I am very much an adult in terms of age, but in terms of like my capabilities with like comprehending instructions, sometimes barely an adult. So the first thing we are going to do is put in the Pixling Power Elixir, which is in this bad boy. I've already cut the tip off, and we're just going to dump that on in. I bet my whole arm was in the way for that. I'm like not someone who's good necessarily at filming unboxings. I mean, that's why I don't do 99% of my unboxings on camera. And yeah, I do struggle with like getting this in and not spilling while also having it visible on camera. but that is the Pixling's Power Elixir in now. I do also have my towel down, so if I happen to mess up at any point, we aren't going to mess up my backdrop, which, side note, my backdrop the other day on the like opposite side of it that you guys don't see, I went to pick it up the other day and there was an enormous spider on it and I almost cried. Anyway, next up is just pouring in some water. This is the fill line here that you're supposed to fill up to. I do like to try to pay attention and go a little bit below that just to like really minimize the risk of getting water onto the doll at all. So I'm going to try to pour from the side so that you guys can like see it. And we're going to stop right there, even though that is below the fill line, just because, again, abundance of caution. I would rather the reveal work slightly less well and not have water all over my setup and my doll. Next up, we need this baggie here, which contains shimmering essence. So I'm going to very carefully cut it. I'm actually going to cut from the bottom because I can kind of feel that the stuff is here. With these, it is hard sometimes to not accidentally cut the inserts while you're like trying to open up the bag. So a little bit backwards, but that's okay. So her shimmering essence is a bunch of little like sun charms. So we'll add those all in. Okay. Get the trash out of the way. Next up is the Pixling's Magic Elixir, which is this little bundle of liquid. I don't know why it strikes me as kind of funny that you can just like walk into the toy aisle at Target or Walmart or wherever you might be shopping for toys and just buy liquid. Anyway, in it goes. Then we have to add her Cosmic Charm, which is in this baggie. So presumably it's a feather. Oh my god, I forgot that this iteration has the peel. Oh my gosh, I'm so silly. I was sitting there complaining and I wasn't even addressing the fact that with this line, the Shimmerverse line, they solved that problem. So here is her little feather. Plop that on in. Then we have to remove the ring up top here. Save this for later. If you unbox Pixlings, do not throw this part away. Very important to keep. Then we're gonna turn this moon gem and press down hard twice, which means I have to stand up and say Magic Mixies. And then we wait for the magic to happen. I hope you guys can see the shimmer. I think it's so cute. I love glitter. And so the fact that this is like the Shimmerverse and there's like shimmering particles in the water as it like dissolves and reveals the doll. Oh, it's so good. It's so much more fun than just regular water. You can add glitter to anything and it's suddenly somehow 10 times better. And you can see she's starting to make her little appearance. Oh my gosh, she's already so cute. I'm really excited about her. Look at all the bubbles. There's bubbles and there's glitter. And listen, I'm not the target demographic for the unboxing portion, but like I still kind of love it. Like anything that glimmers like that, I'm just immediately going to be here for it. But yeah, we can see Pheona now in her little prison here. I am very rudely going to keep her there for a while so that we can do the other unboxing real quick, but you will be free soon. Let me get the other one set up right quick. Alrighty, all set up now to do Unia's unboxing with her pegacorn. Obviously, this is a much bigger container than the last one. We do still have a little design up on the moon that is like a little gemstone. Not really necessary because this is the only one, at least thus far, that Pixlings have come out with that is in this big a container that comes with like a animal companion, but still, you know, I appreciate that it's in there. I also feel more justified in using the potion guide this time because this one is a little bit different. There's like a few more pieces. So, oh, interesting. That doesn't feel right. This feels so wrong. Okay, step number 1, according to the potion guide, is to fill to the fill line. I'm still going to go a little bit below it. Here, I'll turn it so you guys can. That's the fill line. I still don't trust it, especially because there's 3 things of liquid. I don't know. That's a little iffy. I also don't know if this is enough water, but I guess we'll find out. It was, in fact, not even close to enough water. I'm going to have to do that like 7 more times. I have to get up and go to my little basement bathroom. Honestly, though, thank goodness there is a sink down here, or else this would really, really suck to be doing because I'd be having to make so many trips up and down to get to my kitchen. So, that's cool at least. Immediately spills all over. Wow. Okay, I'm going to do just a little bit more because we're down here and the fill line's here, and that's like a little bit too big a gap, I think. So we're going to go one more time. I'm just doing a little bit though, like obviously not a full. Shoot. Okay. Well, I'm up to the fill line, which is closer than I want it to be, but that's how it goes, I guess. Anyway, back to the instruction. Oh, there's so many more instructions this time. Next up is the Pixlings Power Elixir, which is this bad boy right here. I'm just gonna dump that on in. I know I already said this in a previous Pixlings unboxing, but I really am so glad that they changed the design of these pour containers so that there's like a proper spout. It is so much easier to not make a mess. Next up is the shimmering essence here. Oh, there's so many little pieces. Okay, so there's like they're all teardrop shaped, but they're like different colored little gems. These two are kind of stuck together. Pop those in. My pile of trash grows. Okay, then we have the Pixling Magic Elixir that we're gonna have to cut and pour in there. That was a very rapid pour. That all just kind of like came out at once. Oh gosh, I've got some sort of elixir on my leg. I spilled it. Oh well. Okay, next up is the Cosmic Charm here. Which in this case is this rainbow charm. Quite cute. I like that only 2 of the charms I've been able to actually see enter the potion. And then lastly, this one's different. This is the Pixling's Friendship Elixir. So because the doll comes with her Pegacorn companion, we have an extra component that we have to add on. So more liquid. Then from there, it is pretty familiar. So, I mean, really, there was only like one extra step and then something was slightly out of order. Taking this little ring off and again, setting it to the side and keeping it. Turning the moon charm, standing up. Magic Mixies. I hope it was only 2 times. I threw the instructions as soon as I got to this part because I just assumed I knew what I was doing. But we're seeing glimmer. I hope you're seeing glimmer because I sure am. Oh, cute. That was such like a rapid reveal compared to Pheona. I feel like they came up real easy, but you can see in there that we've got Unia on her Pegacorn companion. How cute! I like that she's like actually riding her. That's so precious. And yes, I am going to sit here for like several minutes and just look at the glitter and the bubbles. I'll fast forward it for y'all because also it's really satisfying when you fast forward it. Anyway, okay, now that I'm done being mesmerized, I'm gonna, oh, the charm. That's incredible. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and get the dolls out and clean them up, and then we'll talk about the actual dolls, not just the unboxing process. Okay, dolls are like unboxed, fully cleaned up now. I've got everything super zoomed in because they're so tiny that I have to like zoom in really far. So I'm gonna try super hard to like keep everything nice and in frame. We do have Unia and her Pegacorn, who I don't think has a name. Now I'm doubting myself. I'm not seeing anything on the instructions, so I'm going to go with no name right now. Anyway, they are turned around so that we can focus on Pheona for a moment, and then we will get to them. Sorry, y'all. Nothing against you. Just, you know, this is the order of operations here. So this is Pheona the Phoenix. Again, I forgot the word Phoenix. I don't know what, like, my brain is doing that's, like, not getting that word. Anyway, starting with her face, as per usual, she's so pretty. The Pixlings always knock it absolutely out of the park with their faces. Like, this style, I think, is just so cute, so nice. It always looks so good. Her I almost said music like 7 times instead of being able to say makeup. Her makeup too is like very dramatic compared to a lot of the Pixlings. She's got like a feathery winged liner with feather going down her cheek. She's got some makeup above her eyebrows. I also love that her eyebrows themselves are kind of feathery. That's super cool. Her little gemstone in the middle of her forehead is a sun. All very cute. The ears are great. I also really love her hairstyle. These 2 little bits that are like kind of sticking out. This is so cute. Like, I feel like this is low-key kind of hard to accomplish because of the length of the hair to have them laying reasonably flat. Also, these little gold elastics. I'm so glad that they use gold elastic because it just really ties in with the rest of her outfit. And I feel like it would have been so easy for them to just use clear and call it a day. But it looks much more intentional and like much more cutesy. And I'm just absolutely here for it. The hair, so soft. There's this really, really pretty, like subtle blend because in the front, you really only see the pink. And then you turn her around and she's got like yellow hidden in there, which is so nice. A very minimal amount of tinsel. And I mean, if I can get to the scalp, I feel like it's solid rooting down there. She does have like horns slash feathers. I'm not 100% sure what they were going for here, if I'm being honest. Because like, they're definitely feathers based on the sculpt at the top, but like they kind of are giving horn vibes. I don't know. I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But like that being said, I do feel like it looks fine with the rest of her and she's quite cute. Her skin does have like a very faint sheen to it that I feel like is not picking up super well on camera, but she's precious. She does have her little phoenix wings on her back here. So there is a sun in the very middle and then they gradient out from gold to a kind of transparent pink, which is super pretty. Her top is molded on as per usual with like all of the Pixlings, unless you get a deluxe one. That's just kind of the norm, but I do like the design. I think it's cute. She does have pants though, which is different. If I'm like remembering correctly, this is the first Pixling stall to get pants instead of a skirt, which is exciting. And I think that's honestly part of what drew me to her. I do like them. Like I like the color for her, this like sparkly gold material, super cute. She does have like a built-in sort of half belt of these pink feathers, which is a nice little touch to me. And these are removable. So like, if I work hard enough, I can slide them down. Her body is like painted pink, like her top here. Like it kind of is almost like a jumpsuit, like bodysuit sort of situation. Let me see how far, if I can get these off better. Yeah. So you can kind of see her hip joint is where her skin is again. So it's like she's got a bodysuit on and then some pants. I got to pull her pants back up because I feel like I'm being disrespectful. But I do think it is just like a super cute design. And again, it's like unique because this, again, to the best of my knowledge, is the first time the Pixlings have done pants. And I feel like it's just really cute. And also I think they executed it quite well. Because I say all the time that as much as I love glitter, I feel like sometimes sequins and glitter and stuff, the scale is off for certain dolls. But I feel like the scale is so perfect for her. Like they just look so nice. And then she does have removable shoes here where there's just kind of platforms, gold and pink like the rest of her design. They are like a soft, squishy sort of plastic. So you can just slide them right off. Very easy to get on and off. What a little cutie. I love her design. I think she's so pretty and so fun. All of the Pixlings, I feel like because they are sometimes relatively simplistic dolls, like with the molded on tops and everything, I don't always have that much to critique, but they're just so stinking cute. I can't stop buying them. But we do have to turn her around because now it is time for Unia and the Pegacorn. So let's do the doll first, and then we'll talk about the Pegacorn aspect. Everything is very fascinating to me. So first of all, I do think it's interesting because Unia is like marketed as a unicorn, but she has wings. So she's like also technically a Pegacorn because a Pegacorn is like a Pegasus and a unicorn. So like a horse with wings and the unicorn horn. So that's just kind of fascinating to me that she comes with a rideable Pegacorn when she is like an anthropomorphic Pegacorn. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. I just thought it was kind of funny. Looking at her face though, so cute. Love the colors. She's got like a teardrop gem and then the transparent horn on top. She's like very, very pastel and I do love it. I just think it looks so pretty. Her mouth especially, like the slightly open, like painting, very, very cute for her. Her hair is this blend, not like blended really. It's like very chunky, but it's got the yellow and then the blue and then the pink and some tinsel in throughout there. And again, I just think it's quite pretty, especially in the braids. Like you get to see the color peeking through. I think that's really, really nice. The tinsel is like a nice little effect there. She does have, like I said, her unicorn wings. Mine are attached a little bit crooked. Like I'm holding her level. She's standing and they're like a little bit crooked, which is kind of disappointing, but depending on how you pose her, it's not as noticeable. So, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of one of those things where like, this is the downfall or the downside of a blind box doll is that I would have no way of knowing I was going to get this until I did the whole unboxing thing. But they are like a transparent with very, very faint glitter in there, which is super cute. Her top is almost like crystalline in design, but there's like a cloud puff at the bottom here. And hers is like a proper top. Like it's just skin under there. It's cute though. Her skirt is, I feel like because of how she was sitting, it's like puffed out a little bit. I need to like maybe get it a little bit wet and like let it sit so it doesn't poof out like that. But it is so, so pretty. I love the colors. I love like the glimmer on top of it. The texture is very interesting. It's like bordering on the cusp of fabric and cupcake wrapper, but like in a good way. I hope that makes sense because I feel like that sounds like a super negative thing to say. It's not a bad feel for me personally, at least. It's actually like kind of fun to run my hands along the pleats. But it is just like an interesting fabric. Love the look though. Like it really truly is so pretty with like the shimmer and everything. I can't stop looking at her. And then her shoes are like a faintly shimmery yellow on the bottom with like a cloud design. Oddly enough, hers are rubber banded on, and I think this is the first time I've had a Pixling with their shoes rubber banded on. But like they are still just the soft plastic, so you can totally take them off. Very, very cute. And then her companion, Stay, is like, this is so interesting to me because this is marketed as a pegacorn, right? Which again, unicorn, horse question mark with wings. But like it's much more dragony. Like this is giving like dragon pegacorn, if that makes sense. Something about the shape of the face and the body. And also there's like scale molding along the tail here. And the feet are like claws. It's a very interesting little creature. I'm not opposed to it whatsoever. I do just think it's like a fascinating design. It's not something that I've really seen before. So kudos for that. There is a molded on saddle. We have a very Pixlings face here. I mean, I know that the brand did the Magic Mixies first, which are all like little critters, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised by the critter. It's cute though, like a gradient to pink at the sort of snout, big ears. The hair is super, super soft. Like just unbelievably soft on this pegacorn. Very, very nice. The molded on saddle here with some like painted details. See, like there's scales along the chest too. Like this is a very odd amalgamation of creatures. And I keep saying that, and I don't want it to come across as negative. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I just find it fascinating. The biggest thing to me that it makes me laugh is that the wings are on the butt. Like, if this thing was flapping, it'd be like this. I was out of frame there for a second, but like, the wings are on the butt. I know that a lot of that is like the design so that the doll can sit on the pegacorn properly. I just genuinely think it's funny. Like, it's just amusing to me. Because the only other thing they could do, really, would have been to put the wings way up here, which I think would have been more typical. But this is definitely more unique. I love the design of the wings, too. I am sad that it's not on the back as well, because I love the colors. They're so pretty with, like, the gradients and, like, the pastel rainbow. Really, really nice. I do want to go over the articulation for this, just because this is, like, a new thing to me and the Pixlings and the channel. So starting off with the head, we have neck articulation, and it is like a full 360, so you can do horrific things. As far as the front arms go, or like the legs, I guess I should be calling them legs, they do go like side to side is not quite the word that I'm looking for, because that feels like it implies going out. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm saying. Like they go up and then down, I guess is the best way to put it. And there is a joint here kind of at the foot, so you can pose the front legs like that, and they both have the same capabilities there. I don't know, I feel like there's a horse term that I could be using as the equivalent, and I simply don't know it. But this like mid-leg joint also does bend backwards a little bit, so you can also like pose them in that way. The back legs do just have this back and forth motion. There is no like additional joint in the middle, but like could be a lot worse. The tail does have rotation right where it meets the body, and that is full 360. And then in the middle of the tail is this joint that goes like weirdly far, so you can tuck the tail like fully between the legs. That is definitely for solely the purpose of the packaging, because like the doll was packaged, or like the pegacorn was packaged with the tail in this position, and that was how it fit into the bottle. So I do think that was more of a utility, because like you can't bend it upwards, and this doesn't look very natural. But you know, it is there, so if you want to do anything with it, you can. And then the wings do have tons of mobility, so I guess I could like display it. like this, so you can actually see the wings from the side. That's nice. Because yeah, they can like flapping motions and then full rotations, lots of articulation on the wings, which is a nice touch. I do kind of appreciate that. And as you saw from how the Pixling like was boxed, but also I did a little demonstration earlier, but we'll do another one. You can seat her nicely onto the pegacorn. The wings do kind of help hold her up a little bit, which is actually kind of nice. Like if you position the wings of the pegacorn correctly, they kind of help the Pixling Unia sit properly, which is like a nice design. So I guess that's another point for the wings being on the butt. I don't know. It's just funny to me. And then also both dolls, these little rings here. The pink one came with Unia. And so if you want to display her separately, you can display her off of the pegacorn. And these are these stands for the Pixlings. So this little nub here, hello. I know you want to focus on Unia, but we're not doing that right now. This little nub does go into the shoe here, so you can stick it on there. And then that serves as the stand for the Pixlings. They are not the most secure stands in the world. You definitely can topple the dolls fairly easily just because it is balancing the entire doll on like a tiny little piece of plastic at the bottom. But they also serve their purpose. Like, I don't really have a problem with them, so I think it's nice that they include the stands. But yeah, that's everything I think we need to go over. This was really fun. This was something like a little bit more different. Just like this one felt very interesting to me. Like I hadn't bought any of the Magic Mixlings before. I've only bought the dolls. So this is my first time interacting with like a Mixling style critter, which is a little bit fun. But yeah, overall, I really do like both dolls. I am slightly disappointed about the wings on her being off kilter. I think that's like the worst thing I have to say about either of these. But honestly, I think the designs are really, really cute and everything else feels the quality that I have like come to expect from the Pixlings, which for me is an acceptable level of quality. So I'm having a fun time today. I've got 2 little dolls to add to my collection and a steed, and this is just super fun and exciting. So yeah, good time for me. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely let me know your thoughts on these dolls in the comments down below. Which is your favorite? Would you buy any of the other ones from the Shimmerverse? Just, you know, let's have a little Pixlings chat. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.